Hello and welcome to Phone Arena's side-by-side video comparison of three of the greatest smartphones available right now. Over the course of the past year, we've managed to see plenty of phones released from various manufacturers, but these three stand out among all of them. First one we'll have to show you is, of course, the Palm Pre for Sprint, which with its WebOS platform takes a new spin on the multitasking experience. The Apple iPhone 3GS for AT&T was released shortly right after the Palm Pre, and of course its media-centric capabilities still stand out among the top leaders out there. And finally, we have the Motorola DROID, which was released not too long ago. It definitely gave Android the mainstream power that it needs to get out there. So that's about it for right now. We're going to go to some comparisons, show you how basically how each device immerses the user in a very unique experience. All three handsets have a wonderful looking design, but the Pre is by far the most compact out of all of them. The materials that they use feels really good in the hand. It has like this almost glossy plastic look to it and feels really well. We're really fans of its overall size, not too large at all, and fits well in the pockets. The only thing I'm really hesitant about the design is, of course, how it's held together in place between the two parts. It doesn't feel as solid as we liked. Other than that, the other big feature about the Palm Pre is, of course, WebOS and its multitasking capabilities. And as you can see, just running through the different cards here, it runs really smooth, really quick, and of course it looks good while you're doing it. If you run something like the web browser, it has an experience that's almost similar to what you see on the Apple iPhone 3GS. You could pinch in, pinch out to zoom, and it runs really smooth as you're scrolling. It renders stuff really quick too. The music player on the device, though, isn't to the level of the Apple iPhone 3GS. It just doesn't have that cover flow look to it, and it looks a little bit of a step down from the iPhone. And of course, the other big thing about the handset is that it reveals a slide-out QWERTY keyboard portrait style. We're not really fans of the small keys, and actually prefer the larger and more spacious keys of the Motorola DROID, but it works well after a period of time. Other than the shortcomings like the lack of apps on the app catalog, and of course the lack of on-screen keyboards, which hopefully gets taken care of with an update, the Palm Pre is still the best phone out there on Sprint. The Apple iPhone 3GS is still the phone everyone wants at top. From a design point of view, it doesn't try to be overly complicated with its simplistic candy bar form factor. Out of all the phones, it is definitely the best constructed one. Now the S in 3GS, of course, is the speed factor. You definitely notice that when you're running different applications and moving around the home screen. Now the home screen itself, unfortunately, is still the same exact layout we've seen since the first generation iPhone, and it looks pale in comparison with the Motorola DROID's interface. If you're going to be using the phone for web browsing, there's no other device that can match the iPhone's performance. Zooming in, zooming out is lightning quick, and pages load up just like you see on a desktop computer. So it's by far the best device to web browse on all three. For its media capabilities, if you're going to be listening to music, there's nothing like cover flow. Neither the DROID or the Pre has anything close to what the iPhone offers in its music player. Although the iPhone may not have the higher resolution screen that the DROID offers, watching video is still a beautiful thing on the device. If you're going to be texting, we do like, although it doesn't offer a physical QWERTY, we do like the fact that its responsive on-screen QWERTY keyboards works really well. It does autocorrect you, and it's probably the best on-screen keyboard out there. Lastly, the App Store definitely makes the phone. Just because its wide range of applications, it's pretty good in depth. Just makes the phone a little bit different just because you're able to play around either games or just run different applications. But the iPhone 3GS is still one of the better devices that's out there for AT&T. The Motorola DROID takes a lot of things we like both about the Palm Pre and the iPhone 3GS. Its industrial design exudes a high level of construction. It also is one of the thinnest devices to support a slide-out QWERTY keyboard. We definitely do prefer the layout on this one as opposed to the one that's offered on the Palm Pre. In addition, the screen's a higher resolution than either devices, so text, images look quite crisp on here. For a web browsing experience, it's top-notch on Verizon's lineup, by far beating any other device on Verizon for web browsing. It might not support multi-touch right now, but it works really well. When you compare it to the iPhone or the Palm Pre, it's not as smooth as we like, but it works really well for the most part. Its media capabilities, playing videos or even listening to music. The music player, unfortunately though, is kind of lacking. It looks a little bit more mundane. It doesn't offer the eye candy that that CoverFlow has with the iPhone 3GS, but it's just a simple, basic player. The Android market is gaining a lot of support, and down the road we're going to start seeing a lot more applications being developed. So we like that aspect that even though that the Droid is definitely the best Android device to date right now, we're going to see a lot more support in the applications for it. Another area that the Droid excelled in was its camera taking capabilities. We definitely like how it just came out with 5 megapixel camera with the LED flash. In addition, recording videos, its DVD-like quality is far superior to what's offered on either the iPhone 3GS or the Palm Pre. And as we said, it's the newest device out of all three that we've checked out so far, and it's of course has a lot of hardware underneath its hood, and it definitely takes a lot of stuff that we like about both devices. So there you have it. We've checked out all three devices, and it'll ultimately come down to what kind of experience the individual user will require. The Palm Pre, with its WebOS platform and QWERTY keyboard, makes for the best multitasking experience. It has a lot of eye candy, and it's pretty intuitive when you're moving between the different cards. Motorola DROID, with its spacious QWERTY keyboard, makes for a great option for a text messenger of mine or even composing emails. In addition, it's powered by the Android platform, which we'll definitely continue to see growing support for it. And finally, the iPhone 3GS is still a great multimedia device with its music interface, video playing capabilities, and of course top-notch web browsing. So there you have it again. So if you want to check out our website, you can read up on our side-by-side comparison at phonearena.com.